TMZ goes in on Anthony Joshua for being scared to fight Deontay Wilder. Stay tuned.
He essentially gave them everything that they wanted. He said he'd go over the pond and fight. So I feel like he's done everything. He's gone as far as he could go. Now it's up to Anthony Joshua to finally accept the fight.
I gotta be real with you, man. Got a lot of respect for Eddie Hearn. Got a lot of respect for Anthony Joshua.
You don't think they want it?
They scared, dog. They scared of Deontay Wilder. They scared of what that American can do with his right hand, man. Stop being scared and let's make this fight happen.
Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chat channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Wow. Thank you guys for the support, Ego's Army New Media. It's been a hell of a year. We're having a terrific year. Now, the walls seem to be closing in on Anthony Joshua. Shout out to Superman Hopkins. He's part of the Ego's Army, fan of the channel, and he's the one that hit me to this interview with TMZ, and you guys heard it. TMZ was discussing a potential Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua fight, and the link is in the description so you guys can listen to it in its entirety. TMZ believes that it's Team Joshua, or Anthony Joshua specifically, that does not want to fight Deontay Wilder. They said he's scared. They said we like Deontay Wilder. He's been on the show, and we like Anthony Joshua, but we gotta say that Anthony Joshua doesn't want this fight. He seems scared. That's what they said. And they said after talking to Wilder, he doesn't really have any things like detriments to making the fight. It seems like he really wants this. He wants to become American champion. He wants to do right by the fans and the American public. And he's looking to take those titles in a global unification. Another thing they said, which is ironic because it's what I've been saying on the channel, is how dangerous a Povetkin fight is. We're talking about a fellow Olympic gold medalist, a guy who's cheated in the past or been caught with illegal banned substances in his stream. I know he's doing VADA testing and stuff now, but you never know. There's ways to cover things up or whatnot. He does have good power. He's coming off a knockout over David Price, I believe, on a Joshua undercard, and this is the guy you're choosing to fight. Meanwhile, you got offered $50 million, which is more money than I believe he stands to gain versus Povetkin, to come to America and fight, and you turn that down. But you want to fight Povetkin for less money just to have home court advantage. And we all know that a mandatory, of course, is an obligation, but unifications, champ versus champ, best versus best, trumps all of that. So there was really no excuse for this fight not to happen next. And like I said, there's a lot of pressure on AJ. There's pressure for him to look good versus Povetkin now, since his team decided to pass up on the opportunity to fight a unification, not offer a percentage. See, this is how I believe and I know that Joshua's side doesn't want it, because there's an easy resolution. Stop making extra obstacles for Wilder that other fighters have not had to partake in negotiations. Like, other fighters were able to get percentage splits, to my knowledge, right? So how come it's Wilder who deserves only a flat rate? He's a champion. He's been the champion longer than Joseph Parker. So how is it that Parker is able to get any percentage and he was a new champion, and the only reason he became champion is because Tyson Fury made a mistake in his personal life and he was forced to relinquish his belts, right? Because other than that, Joseph Parker wouldn't have been able to fight Andy Ruiz for a vacant belt. He would have had to go see Tyson Fury. He would have had to beat Deontay Wilder to get a belt, or he would have had to beat Anthony Joshua to get a belt. And he didn't do that. He became a champion through vacancy. And I'm not knocking it, because it was an opportunity. He took it and he succeeded. But we got to take it back to the origin. Even in that fight, the Andy Ruiz fight, some people thought Andy Ruiz won that fight, you know? So this whole A side, B side, I think Joshua and team, their plan is backfiring because you're losing the popular vote, right? A lot of people who were fans of Anthony Joshua are now coming to the realization that his side is the one holding it up. Like, what do you mean you don't want to take 50 million? Why are you taking a dangerous fight with Povetkin when you can make more money by fighting Wilder? You know, these things just simply don't make any sense. And now you have a place like TMZ who has almost 500,000 YouTube subscribers, let alone their click-through rate for their actual website. And they're saying the same thing that Ego's Army's been saying. Same thing New Media's been saying. It's not a good look, people, right? All these other channels and writers, and they're trying to go against the grain and say, oh, it's Wilder's fault. Wilder left his pen. Wilder should have signed a contract. Sign a contract, big boy. He still has a contract. Listen, that doesn't even make sense. Why would anyone sign a contract for 9 months out when that opponent, the opponent they want to fight is fighting someone totally different who has a punch, who has an Olympic gold medal? Why, if the fight's not happening this year, what's this rush? Why should he rush and not see the outcome of a fight, which could influence people's market value, right? Why would we not take any of this into consideration? It's just foolishness. And this is what Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua are trying to pitch to the public. They're trying to pitch the idea that someone should prematurely sign a contract 9 months in advance. You can have a whole kid, a healthy pregnancy, a full first, second, third trimester in that amount of time. You could cultivate a life in that amount of time, right? And you mean to tell me, even though he's fighting a dangerous option who maybe plays spoiler, maybe makes him look bad, maybe gets beat easily, we don't know. But at the end of the day, why would Wilder sign a contract for failed negotiations in 2018 to not fight him in 2018? Shelly Finkel and Wilder have been on record asking, is this Joshua's next fight? They said yes. So the moment it was declared that there was another person in between, those negotiations should be removed from the all consideration, because they agreed to fight you next. Either in America, you could come get the bag for 50 million, or they would go to the UK. So the moment that it was not next, then what you agreed to no longer holds any weight, right? And now, like I said, you have big boxes and other media who don't even just focus solely on sports, and they're giving their 2 cents, and they're telling their large audience what the deal is and blaming it and pinning it on the Joshua side, saying, hey, I get the notion that from talking to Wilder, he really wants to make this fight. He thinks he's gonna, I mean, look at the title. The title says something like Wilder wants to pummel Anthony Joshua, and then they're calling him scared. I mean, again, this is not a good look. You guys can try to spin it and have your spin doctors. It's just, to me, the walls are closing in. And Joshua is mentioning possibly fighting Tyson Fury, Gerald Big Baby Miller. Eddie Hearn's mentioned Dillian White if he gets past Joseph Parker. All of those are okay fights, but the public will not forget if Wilder doesn't happen. If Joshua gets past Povetkin and Wilder's not next for any reason, it's going to hurt Joshua's stock. Because, like I said, there's a remedy for this whole thing. Offer a percentage that's reasonable. And I guarantee you Wilder's side would take it. If you offered him probably 39%, 40%, 42%, I mean, I don't know. I don't know exactly how far they could push the envelope. That's up to Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, Shelly Finkel, and Wilder. So I can't speak on what actual percent is the lowest they would take. They're saying 50-50, but I think they just want you to be reasonable. This whole flat rate nonsense is just that. It's nonsense. ESPN said it. TMZ's calling AJ scared. New Media, Ego's Army. It's just not a good look. And like TMZ is saying, it's a dangerous fight to fight someone in the interim like a Povetkin, because he really has nothing to lose. He's 39. He's never been a true champion, like in terms of one of the recognized world belts. And now he's coming to Joshua's backyard. He has power, and he's going to be on a mission. So we'll have to see how Joshua looks, but everything could come crashing down, especially if Joshua loses. Let me know what you guys think. TMZ says that Joshua is scared, and old media is running out of excuses for Joshua Wilder not happening. Boom. Ego's army stand up. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.